Hello folks, the Y Guy here again. Welcome to my home on this very beautiful winter afternoon. The name of this video is called the Y Guy Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil. I wrote about this heavily, what I'm getting ready to share today, of some of my findings. It's just going to skim the surface of, I went into great detail in my new book, No Love, No Fear, No Love, No Fear. And since I'm talking about books, I'll just bring up my other two that I've written. Is God Bipolar? No, wait, that one is In Defense of God's Love, and Is God Bipolar? I'll leave a link to all three of them. I don't have my author copy yet. I'll probably have it by the time I post this, but I'm not going to redo this video. Anyway, I wrote about this, and this is going to be kind of a tweaker a little bit. All right, all I'm doing is, like I said, scratching the surface, sharing some of my discoveries and how I viewed them. I'm trying to view things as best I can without a time machine through the lens of how people thought in ancient times. And because people are people, folks, the only thing that has really changed is technology. But we all think a lot alike, a lot more than we think. Anyway, you know, notice how when I said the title that the Y Guy Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil, did you notice how it was called the Tree of Knowledge and not the Tree of Good and Evil? So what was created at that time? Not good and evil, but the tree was. Are you following me? This is what I'm trying to get at. Because, see, knowledge is power, folks. Knowledge of good has much power, if not more, than knowledge of evil. I'm going to dig a little deeper into this, okay? And I'm just going to, I'm going to dig deeper by saying I'm just going to skim the surface here. Oxymoronic. You know, I know. Here's an example. Here's an example. In a sense, we can create electricity with the knowledge of magnetics. Okay? And that power can be used to give us light, which is good, but also it can be used to murder someone, which is evil. Okay? Stay with me. Regardless, I believe the tree and the snake that we read about in the Bible is just simply metaphoric, as symbolic to how Adam took the knowledge gained by being the God of this world. And I knew that would tweak you, because Christendom teaches that it's not Adam. I'm saying it is Adam. From all the research I wrote about it, like I said, I've got 3 or 4 chapters on this, and I'm going to give you a 15-minute video. Anyway, you'll understand if you happen to come across that book. So you got to understand, as the God of this world, Adam was given this world to rule and reign over. Are you following me? And this knowledge that he gained by doing this ruling, it manifested in him pride and ego. So where do you think our pride and egos come from anyway? Is this conjecture or common sense that I'm asking? You know, to this day, our pride and ego are adversarial, a Satan to God. This also explains why the word Satan in Hebrew simply means adversary. You know, in their language, and it never represented a name of a spiritual entity like it does in Christendom. Somebody's missing it here. Okay, don't even know their own. Anyway, I was going to be a little derogatory here. Try not to be. Here's another thought. Who knows how long Adam used this knowledge? Okay? Because he was eternal in his creation until this is going to be another tweaker, until he introduced death into the world. What? Romans 5:12, therefore, just as through one man sin entered into the world, and death through sin, and so death spread to all men. You know, one could conjecture that Adam also created both sin and death, but I don't want to chase that rabbit. I talked about that in my book. You remember the passage where Jesus supposedly told the Pharisees that their father was the devil? You remember that one? Here it is in John 8:44 from a Latin-based Bible. A perverted Latin-based Bible, I might add. Quote, "You are of your father the devil, and you want to do the desires of your father." Close quote. Seems perfectly clear to me, doesn't it, you? That Pharisee's mother had sex with a devil. Perfectly clear. Okay? Let's take the verse to the extreme. The statement of "your father is the devil" is another load of crap inserted in the Vulgate, the Latin Vulgate, then later placed in all of your Bibles. Not all of them. Not my Greek Bible, it isn't. Because the Koine Greek rendering has Jesus saying, "your father, the ancestor." Who stuck devil in there? Jesus didn't. Can you see that we're being set up in your Latin-based Bibles? We're being set up for the rest of the passage. You see, I mean, that's how marketing works. They give these little hints and then they set you up. So, because you've already got your mind made up that it's all about the devil. When you continue to read, quote, "he was a murderer from the beginning." Well, of course, the devil has to be the murderer. Do you see how you're set up to believe a lie? Because Adam was the one who introduced death into the world, not a devil, at the very beginning, according to Genesis, which later was proven when Cain murdered Abel. Who murdered Abel? The devil murdered Abel? Then it says, quote, "and he does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him," close quote. So that must be the devil, because we know that the devil's the father of lies because he lied saying thus and such about God. No, religion lies by saying thus and such about God. But let's continue. Quote, "whenever he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own nature." His own what? What nature? Here's the answer. A fleshly nature. One of a carnal mind. Not a spiritual mind. A carnal mind. That's why it says, quote, "for he is a liar and the father of lies." As the father of lies, Adam was the first one recorded in the book of Genesis as lying to Eve when he said, God said not to even touch the fruit. God didn't say that. So did Adam create a lie, or did God create lie? Okay, you with me? I'm 2/3 through here. You know, I've been accused by folks from time to time of limiting, in this context, of limiting God by claiming that he gave Adam a limited ability to create. You know, the only people that are limiting God are the ones who say God couldn't give a limited creative ability to Adam. They're the ones limiting God by saying that. Of course God could. And he did. Here's an example. We create music and art, which is good. So why is it a stretch to say we, as mankind, are the ones who created murder, which is evil? Remember what Cain did? Somebody created that. So how about fear? Who created that? Let's just touch on that quickly. One day God found Adam hiding, and when he asked why, Adam said, "Because I was afraid." That was his answer. Did Adam create fear at that point? Or did God create it, then later tell us not to fear? Bipolar, schizophrenic. You know, too many things just don't add up, at least with me. Okay, if they do with you, then goody for you, all right? Since it's recorded that Adam was the first to fear, then I can't help but to conclude that Adam, or I should say his flesh, which we inherited, created it. So where am I off? Where am I off, folks? I'm coming close to a close here. The point that we've got to stop putting the blame for evil on God or a fabled pagan devil, all right, and for the evil crap in this world, you know? It's us, folks, it's us, handed down by Adam, and it's about time we took responsibility by at least owning it and realizing how much we need God. That's the whole purpose of it. Okay? Why is it that Christians always claim, let me see, how do I put this? The whole reason, okay, why God allowed this contrast of good and evil, in my opinion, is because we need Him. Is to show us how much we need to depend on Him and not on ourselves. I hope that made sense. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, why is it that Christians always claim that you can't have one without the other? As in, example, heaven without hell, a choice without the free will doctrine that overrides God's will. You following me? Or good without evil. You know, they always claim that. But here's the thing. When God finished creating the world, He said it was good. So did good exist before the tree? Think about that for a second. Did God exist before the tree since God is good? So yes, the knowledge of good obviously existed long before Adam gained the knowledge of the difference between good and evil. And the reason I brought that up is because I've been told that Adam couldn't have created evil, since Isaiah claims that God did it. No, God simply created the tree. Okay, and that's what Isaiah was referring to. What man does with that knowledge, God then takes full responsibility. Okay, that's how unfailing love operates. Well, like I said, I wrote about those things in my book, and look me up on Facebook under a group called the Y Guy Group, and I have an avatar name of John Anthony Jones, which is a public group, and the Y Guy Group is private. Leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down. I know that, like I said before, I know that a lot of this is different. I realize that. That's okay. It's my opinion. All right? My opinion of my research, of my discoveries that I found in culture and language. And it's different than was traditionally taught. And I understand that. Don't be fearful of it. Don't run from it. And I'm not even saying to embrace it. Just consider it and do your own research. All right? Just don't believe because of something you've been told by either me or anyone else, but do your own study to show yourself approved. And then commit that study unto God. That's what that verse means. It says, study, show yourself approved unto God. You don't have to prove yourself to God. You're proving yourself to yourself. Okay? And then you're committing that to God. Hope that made sense. Anyway, I'll leave a link for all three of my books at the Show Me More section of this video. And consider supporting this channel through Ko-fi or Patreon. We would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.